Now look man, I saw something quite interesting. Recently, Waffles got herself a deal with Jägermeister, right? A lot of people seem to be very happy for her. Majority of South Africa and Swaziland seem to be happy for her, right? However, I saw a couple of tweets, two to be exact, that were basically showing signs of concern, right? So after Uncle Waffles came out to announce the partnership with Jägermeister, a Twitter user basically came out to tag, Berita's husband, He came out with a response of his own and said, why would a liquor brand make a 21-year-old their ambassador? Come on now, who's consulting these brands? Have they no shame? When I saw this immediately, I understood where he was coming from because he said this before. It's not like something that he just came up with for the sake of Uncle Waffles. I mean, he mentioned it when Nasty C was also partnered up with Johnny Walker, right? I think it's Johnny Walker, is it? I think so. His whole thing is they are using celebrities that are pretty much very young to target a very young audience. And yes, alcohol is a very destructive substance in South Africa, and it seems that it's growing pretty much to be very prevalent with the youth nowadays, So when Berita's ex-husband comes out to raise these concerns, well, let me actually stop saying that. When Nota comes out to raise these concerns, I fully understand, and I do agree with him to a certain degree, The reason why I agree with him is because obviously the people that are in the limelight do contribute to how kids want to be perceived, because the guys that are basically in the limelight, they make things cool, they give power to certain brands, they make it cool. Like if you look at amapiano and Savannah, that was just another thing, and when you look at the VSOPs and what the amapiano culture has done for that, it basically just took their brands to a whole nother level. I'm pretty sure the sales skyrocketed, right? So it does make sense why the corporates, liquor brands, electronic brands, clothing brands would want to attach themselves to the culture. And what Nota is saying is that people that are working for these brands don't realize the damage they are causing, towards the youth and towards South Africa in general. And I do agree with that. I do. As much as I do agree with Nota, I do think that we have to be accountable as the people of South Africa. South Africa is a broken nation, full of people that are drowning their sorrows in alcohol, full of people that are looking to have a good time, full of people that like to complain, are entitled, and just want to be lazy. Let's be honest about this, And unfortunately, these people that make choices like this are people that are cool in society in general. They are perceived as cool. So me looking at this, that's where it starts, in their homes. That's where it starts. At home, how is home, Nabo malume, they're drinking all the time. Abo auntie who like a fun time. And then in general, the community, there's a lot of people that drink throughout. So it's not that, I do understand they do contribute a lot in this, but it's not really because they are bad people. I see it as people who are doing their jobs, simply because even when we look at the culture right now, the culture of TikTok, a lot of people who go to the groove and then take videos and put it on TikTok, that really attracts the youth, And those drinks, those bottles, those Jägermeisters, they seem cool because of TikTok also. So when I see people partnering up with these brands, especially South Africans, basically Africans, because I think she's Swati, but when I see people partnering up with these brands, my thinking is, okay, I would rather at least have them pay someone to make these brands cool, rather than people just taking ordinary videos at grooves and the video goes viral, it trends, and no one is getting paid. At least that way, families are eating off the money that these brands are making from, the influence black people have. That's just how I see it. And also, man, these people are just ordinary people trying to do their jobs, because they don't want to lose their jobs. South Africa is in shambles right now. The petrol prices are high. They have certain targets to reach. Otherwise, they're getting curved, So I do understand where they're coming from. And for them to actually say, yo, let's go take Uncle Waffles, even though she is the age of 21. And let's be honest, as much as Uncle Waffles does attract a lot of young kids, we cannot deny that her target audience is not young kids. She's not trying to specifically target young kids. Inspiring young kids is a byproduct of her living a dream, right? So obviously a lot of young kids will be inspired by that, but our audience is primarily people who are in the club, people who are 18 years and older, right? However, I will say that Nota is correct. I do agree with what he's saying, but I do feel that in order for us to fix whatever is going on, we cannot look at corporates, because corporates only care about the analytics, the numbers, and where they can profit, right? And in this case, South Africa happens to be a country that consumes a lot of alcohol. Unfortunately, that does seem cool to a lot of kids, but unfortunately we cannot be policing and parenting kids from a distance. The community has to deal with that. The parents have to make sure kids don't go to TikTok and see these videos. Parent your kids, police your kids, because at the end of the day, how can someone depend on a corporate to take care of their kids if they themselves cannot take care of their kids? We can't expect corporates to parent their kids. But I do want to say congratulations to Uncle Waffles. She's doing a lot of amazing things, and Nota is right to a certain degree, but there's a team that works under Uncle Waffles and work with Uncle Waffles to make sure the bills are paid, to make sure families are fed. So Jägermeister, shout out to them, because they could have just went silent and let things go wild without investing in a South African child, but they decided to invest in Uncle Waffles as much as they also making money. So shout out to them. Yeah, that's just my thoughts on this. Do you guys think I'm correct? Do you think I'm wrong? Hit the comment section. Do subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.